Okay, thanks for coming and joining me to watch this interactive video on ProDigitalArtist.com for the use of the pen tool. Hopefully it's going to help you. I'm also hopeful that you'll be able to make the whole image high res by clicking somewhere down here. Okay, let's get going. We've got here our figure of the boy who's already done in pencil. So what we're going to do is we're going to just drop his opacity down a little bit so we can see the pen tool being used. Let me just bring that into focus here so you can actually see the opacity slider is up here. Click the arrow and slide it up and down, and I've got selected down here the layer that I want to change. Okay, that's fine. Move him back over there, and we're going to go in with the pen tool. You see your pen tool palette. You've got a pen tool here. If you just press and hold it, they got the normal pen tool, which will give you a Bezier curve, which will allow you to click around the screen. And as you do so, if you just tap and then move on to the next point and tap, you'll get an angled point. And instead, if you actually go and tap and drag, then you'll get much more of a tangent to the curve, which you can control later. Freeform pen tool here, that means it'll follow exactly where you draw, and that's pretty good for doing faces and eyes and that kind of thing and moving in quickly. If you want to be able to do that, you can add anchor points, you can delete anchor points. Convert point tool isn't something which we'll cover in this session, so just for now we're going to use the normal pen tool. Move that out of the way. Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to be able to provide myself with a silhouette. So I need a completely black silhouette that's going to surround the whole of this image here. So I simply go and tap, drag, so I can create that, that tangent feel, and tap again. Tap there. So whenever I've got a curve, I drag, and whenever I don't have a curve, I don't drag. And I try and sort of like make this kind of a little bit chunky. But I mean, this is really sort of like a stylistic kind of thing, and I'm going around the edge of the image like this to produce a fairly angular kind of thing, because that's the style which I'm after for this particular client. Try and keep body parts smooth if possible, but we're trying for sort of like this animation. If you've ever seen Ben 10, then that's the kind of style which I'm trying to go for. Normally I'd zoom in a bit more actually on here because it's easy to get the details, but for the sake of the video, I want to make it nice and clear for you. Okay, clothing particularly works very well when you're trying to angle it a little bit. There we go. Like I said, I'm just trying to get an outline going here. You won't be able to see down the bottom here for a moment. There we go. Let's just bring that into focus a bit more for you so you can see what I'm doing here into his foot area. You'll see if you look around at the shape of the kid here that we're oh, hang on, I'm going to add another point here. You can see, and you might not be able to see here, but as I bring my cursor back into this line, it changes a little plus shape. If I just tap there, I've now added a new line in, and if I place Alt, it's going to be a bit of a problem, that isn't it, because it's going to shortcut it. Never mind, I'll change that later. Sorry about that, I do apologise. I'm not going to start the video again though. Now, what we'll do is we'll change that to pen point. I'll use, let me just show you here, on the palette here, if you hover over this little arrow above the pen tool, you go for direct selection tool, and that'll enable me to just change down here. You see how I'm dragging the line out, and that's how I can change and alter things as we go through. Okay, back to the pen tool. Click on the last point so it knows where it's joining into, and then I can carry on adding in my little points here, deciding whether it's going to be a smooth curve or more of a jagged curve on the way around. You see there's a hole here. I'll have to take that out afterwards with a bit of white, but don't worry about that so much. Okay. Up round his neck, a curve again, and ear should be angled, up round the hair, up to the top, and click like that. Now what we've got now is we've got a solid line. Now there are two different ways of filling this line in. First thing I need to make sure that I've actually got a new layer above that. So I'm going to be filling in this layer here, so it's my pencil drawing. That's a new layer I'm going to fill in, and we're going to use path. So I'm just going to show you where the paths is. So up here, there we are. In this area here, it's paths, and I will use this little doobly down here, this little toggle switch here, fill path with foreground color. So that means I need to go back over to here, back over to my pen tools, and make sure I've selected black. So I'll click this little icon here, and it automatically selects for me for black. Okay, go up to paths, and I slip that one there, and immediately I've made the whole image black. Now, at this point you're saying, yeah, but Andrew, that's no good at all, because I don't want my image to be black. I want my image to be nice and clean and white. Right, hang on a minute. That's exactly what we're going to do right now, because we need to turn that into an outline, don't we? Now, there are two different ways that we could do for this. One of them is that we could just drop the opacity down here, and we could actually sort of like go around and trim it all out, or we could do something a little bit different and just make it a bit smaller. If you want to create a really dynamic outline, which is what I'm intending to do now, we're going to actually go and cut away the inside, and we're going to do it by using the mask tool. Okay, this is the mask tool down here, and if I click that, it immediately adds this extra white space. Why is that good? Well, if I come across the pen tool just for a moment, and I draw in black using the pen tool, you can see that what I'm doing is I'm actually rubbing away. Let me make this opacity a little bit heavier here. You can see that I'm rubbing away on the inside of the figure. Right, we don't want that, because we don't want it to be sort of like that shade. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to come in here, and we're going to let's just deselect the path like so. Okay, and I'm just recentering that for us. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace around some of these images, and I'll do that very quickly now because I want to show you before my time runs out, and I only want I've got a limited amount of time I can use. So we're just going to go around here. We're going to create ourselves a brand new path. So first of all, we're going to get rid of this area here, because this area here is white t-shirt area. So we do that, and this time I'm going to go right click and choose fill path. It says foreground color. Click OK. So what I got now, let me just change the opacity for you again, is I've now already trimmed out that path area. Okay, I'm going to go around the whole lot now. I'm just going to do the same thing, but I want to create the outside line. So here we go. So I'm now going around the inside of the image. But actually, I think we'll do. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do his hair first. It might mean I need to tidy up later, but I'm quite happy with that. And we do fill path, and hopefully we'll get it nice and white in there. So you see, we're already starting to produce some of those lines that we're after. Okay, I'm going to pause the DVD now. I'm going to carry on the video, so I'm going to carry on doing that. I'm going to outline the whole lot of it. Okay. Okay, I want to show you some detail going on in here, where we're just going to try and get this guy's ear correct. Now I've got no idea sometimes whether or not these things will work or not, but you have to kind of just try it out, see if it works, and if it doesn't work, you have to go in and sort of like correct it afterwards. So and sometimes you have to hand draw the imagery to sort of like match afterwards. So we're just gonna do that. Nearly run out of time on this video, so there is going to be a part 2 which we're going to link to, but please don't forget that there is a link to the right of your screen right now. It's going to show you where it is. Okay, there's a link somewhere down there. There you are, to the right. I don't think we'll do that again. There's a link to the right over that way, and using that link you'll be able to go straight to my blog where I've got some more hints and tips for you. Okay, please do use it. Love to hear from you. In the meantime though, just nip over to my onto the next video.